And there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be on screen there.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to stand and do the intro like this. This is Steve. Steve is going to teach me how to play Underworlds. We've already had a tester game, which was very, very fun.
Yeah.
We
a
are.
lot of fun.
We are across now BattlePlan, so Steve just step back. Lots more tables incoming, massive store at the back, and tournaments inbound. 40k one is in 2 weeks' time, which I've signed up for, and I've got no idea what army I'm bringing.
Well, with you, it could be anything.
Who knows? So of course we are going to be playing Beastgrave. We're going to play Battle Reports. If you want to pre-order Beastgrave, Justin has it available now for 20% off. It's got all the extras. All of them are coming in as well. If you want to come into BattlePlan, Justin actually has a demo copy here for people to play. So come down and have a go of it. But Steve is teaching me how to play, and hopefully I'll have a game on camera that's as good as my practice game.
I think there's a lot for people to see, whether you're a newbie to the game or whether you've played in tournaments before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes in this game. Looks great.
Absolutely. And Steve also has a fantastic t-shirt on.
I have. It's not a Dark Artisan one though, we'll work on that.
I'll allow pink flow. So without further ado guys, let's have a look at the game table. Right guys, welcome back. We are literally playing Beastgrave with Steve, and we're going to leave the board set like this for the ease of filming. However, we are going to dice off and stuff to see who would have put the first one down for the purposes of then doing the objectives. Now, we've already played a practice game, and Steve...
Lost dramatically.
A beginner's luck, I would say. So Steve is mainly going to be narrating this, and I'll be chipping in as kind of the person that doesn't know much. Steve's going to tell us what is different to the previous games as they come up, and hopefully we can have a bit of a laugh.
Yep.
So, is it 4 dice that you would
4
roll?
dice for roll then off. Remember, we're counting criticals first, then half supports. We've got 1 each, so it's still a draw, and then double supports.
So you win.
So that one I win, even though it was a long drawn out process.
So
I would have chosen for you to place first.
So let's say I put that one down.
Yeah. So then you get to put the objectives down. So it's a 2-player game. We've got 5 objectives. Now this is a new thing. These are now called feature tokens.
Not objectives.
Not objectives. There are objectives on one side and lethal hexes on the other, which is a new feature.
Okay.
And as I was explaining to Harry, they can go anywhere on the board that isn't either an edge hex, a starting token, a blocked or lethal hex, or within 2 of another feature token.
Yeah.
So you soon pick it up.
So I'll put one there.
Yep. I'll... Yep.
I'll go there. And you can put them on the joints, can't you?
Yes, you can.
There we go.
Great. Right. So now we've placed objectives. With another new mechanic now is we get to place a lethal hex each. So Harry goes first. You don't have to do this, it is an optional step. But
Is it anywhere on the board?
Anywhere on the board following the same rules as that. So it can't be on a blocked hex, can't be on an edge hex.
There we go.
Don't know whether I like that then. So...
Oh, interesting.
I'm hoping that objective there is one I need to hold. So you have to come and get me.
Okay, so I'm playing Skiat's Wild Hunt, only because that's who I used in the practice game, and I feel like I might be able to show 1 or 2 of the features of them off. Steve played the Beastmen, and you did not like their deck, did you?
I don't like the beginning deck. One of the interesting things about Beastgrave is the predetermined deck, although it does have universals in, for the first time you can actually play a full deck of your warband specific cards.
Yeah.
So you've got 12 objectives and at least 10 ploys and 10 upgrades that are all warband specific.
So, are we now down to deployment?
we're now down to drawing cards.
Drawing cards. So we're going to play open hands here, just so that you guys get an idea of what's going on. Obviously, there was a move that I kind of pulled on Steve in the last game, which worked out really well. And had that obviously been hidden hand, that would have been, it guaranteed me a victory point.
Yeah.
Sorry, a glory point.
Glory point, yeah.
So 3 cards.
3 objectives.
I didn't shuffle these before.
Yeah.
So I've got.
Did you not?
No.
You see, I've not even paid attention.
So I've got Ritual Kill, which is a surge. We've got Hold Objective 4 and Hold Objective 1. Was the dual and hybrid cards?
Yeah, the Surge aren't really new, but it's a new name. Surge are what we used to think of as score immediately. So this is one of the ways they've cleared up the rules. We've got this keyword now, Surge, and Surge, like I said, just your old score immediately ones. Dual, they've got 2 conditions on. So one of them was I've got to have killed an enemy leader and my leader still has to be alive.
Yeah.
So I couldn't quite make that last turn. Last game I did kill his leader. Unfortunately my leader was already dead.
Yeah, I had one, for example, Carthian, the guy with the horn, he had to use the horn and still be alive at the end of the round.
And the other sort, which I don't think we drew last time, was a hybrid.
No, I didn't get one.
And that's like a duel, but instead of having to meet both conditions, you can meet either condition. So it gives you a bit more flexibility when deck building. You've got 2 things you can do.
Yeah.
So on that one I drew Hold Objective 2, Blood Ritual. I've got to try and get 2 or more ritual counters on my leader card. And a Surge one, score this immediately if an activation, after an activation your warband holds 3 or more objectives. Forgot we should have turned the objective counters over at this point.
Oh, Steve, look at that. I've got Snare.
Have you?
Yeah.
The one I hated.
The one that killed your general. So I've got Snare, which is that an old card or is that new?
New.
Alright, so basically if you push somebody back, you can do an extra damage to them. So I did 2 damage to Steve's general, pushed them back into one of these death ones that do damage, and then used the snare to cause the extra 2 damage, which killed them.
I think there was a card similar, but I can't remember. I don't think it was called Snare. So
Caltrops was a similar one,
good one, that's
but it's when
great.
you're pushed back, you do damage to your opponent.
Now, as usual, I've drawn a hand that looks more like a foot, to use one of my mate's favourite expressions.
You said as well that the Beast of Chaos card was quite defensive instead.
Yeah, it seems like the Beastman, certainly the deck that you get out the box is very hold objective style.
And Scat's Hunt seems very run forward kill.
Yeah, which fits their, I think Scats, it fits their Inspire condition very well.
Yeah.
You're all about making charges. Mine, I'm all about killing enemies, so it seems a little bit at odds. What the warband specific cards might add to that, I don't know yet.
Yeah, so, exactly. So all of my characters get inspired at the end of the phase that they make a charge.
Yeah.
Steve has to kill 2 of mine to get inspired.
Yeah, which is a little bit more difficult. But then everybody inspires, not just one guy. So, you know, you pay your money, you take your choice. I'm going to keep hold of this. I've got basically 4 upgrades and 1 spell, so 4 upgrades isn't great in the starting hand.
No, I've got 3 spells and 2 deploys. So, who is deploying first then, Steve?
That would be drawn cards, so that's another roll off.
Yeah, 4 dice.
Yeah, you get a bonus crit because you, sorry, no. So I've got 2 single supports.
So you win.
I win on that one. So I'm going to let you choose. Let you place first, sorry.
Well, I always win anyway because I've got less models, don't I?
Yeah, so this way at least I know where stuff's going.
I'm actually going to put Scath a little bit further behind, actually. I don't want him all the way at the front just yet. Well, no, don't get me wrong, he's very, very aggressive, but the problem is his spear is much better once you're inspired.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want him to go straight away. Back to you.
Right. I'm going to place Korsh the Snake. Now Korsh has got a lovely little rule where, as one of his actions, if he's on an edge hex and hasn't got a move token, you can place him anywhere on another edge hex and all he gets is a move token.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice little thing to have. So I've got 2 starting hexes at the edge, so I think he's going to go on that one.
Okie doke. There's nothing in the middle that's kind of blocking line of sight this time, because we did play it a bit awkwardly before and there was lots of line of sight blocking, so I can actually use my bow.
Yeah.
So I am going to put the bow there.
Right.
I didn't even get the fire at last game.
No, but he did score you a couple of glory, didn't he, by running around and clearing objectives and baiting me. And,
yeah.
Right, well, I'm going to have to put him there.
Okay. Horn guy will go there. Carthian.
I'll put him there.
Cat guy will go there. And he'll go there.
And then my last guy is my leader and wizard. That's Rashrak Fellhoof. And he starts again with a ritual token. And these ritual tokens I can gain by either killing when enemy fighters are taken out of action, but I can spend them at any time I like to give me a reroll in attack. That's a quite nice little mechanic.
Yeah.
And that's one of the new things they brought in is tokens in this game. So I believe you've got one on your side, which is the hunting horn.
Yeah, the horn. So I can spend an activation to use the horn, which means my next friendly attack can reroll one of the dice.
Yeah.
Before we actually start the game, you will like the quick reference sheet, didn't you?
The quick reference sheet is absolutely brilliant. Anybody who's played, I don't know whether I'll get that in. If not, we'll take a shot of it at the end.
Well, especially with the crits and the successes
Yeah,
with the tables.
sort of table of how you resolve attacks is great, and even the order in which things happen now is really good. The biggest improvement I think in this game is the rule book. They've clarified old rules. So far, limited play test obviously, the new rules seem to work well.
I didn't have any difficulties following it. I think I picked it up quite quickly, and bearing in mind that was my first ever game.
And absolutely trounced me.
I'll
I'll just mention that again, absolutely trounced me.
There's one thing that you said wasn't fully clarified, and rules is written as how we're going to play it. So pushback is if you do damage, you can push somebody back.
Drive back.
Drive back, sorry.
Yeah, you drive people back. If you've got a successful attack, even if it doesn't do damage, so for instance, if you roll the same amount of successes, it counts as it doesn't do damage, but you can drive them back. Now, driven back is you move them 3 squares away. But there's also, some attacks have a special characteristic called knockback. Now, at the minute, certain things block drive back. So if you're on guard, you can't be driven back.
And that's a change.
And that's a change. That's completely new to this season. It doesn't mention anything about whether that works on knockback or not.
So for the purposes of this, rules is written, knockbacks will push through guard.
Yeah.
But drivebacks won't.
But drivebacks won't. And we expect some clarification on that, I would think, fairly quickly.
But the FAQs are normally 2 weeks after, so I think that'll be clarified then.
And I think there's a big tournament at Warhammer Worlds fairly quickly.
Right.
So they'll clarify it for that, I would think.
Cool.
Right.
So, Do I go first?
No, now we roll off again.
Again?
Again, yeah. But this time you've finished, so you get a bonus crit.
I've got 3.
So that means you count as having 3, and I'll get a measly 1. So you get to choose who goes first. So unless you want to give me the choice, me to go first, I'm assuming you're going to...
No, I'll go first. So I'm going to spend my first activation, and I'm going to have Carthian blow his horn.
Blow his horn. So he takes one of the tokens, which is the back side of the wound markers, and places it on the card. There is a token set coming out which have specific ones for all the coming war bands, and they look quite nice, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's the end of your play phase, so we now go into the power step.
I don't think I want to play anything.
Right, so for my first activation, I'm going to play quite boldly, I think, maybe foolishly, but Draknar's going to charge. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
and attack. So obviously, just as before, put charge token on, that means after his attack, there's no more things that he can't be chosen for activation.
There's a lot of new keywords on some of the cards as well. For example, this guy has scything when he's empowered, which means he attacks all models in range. This guy has ensnare, which means he ignores the dodge, defend.
Yeah.
And some people have cleave, which ignores the shields.
Yeah.
There was another one, but I can't remember.
And knockback, we've already talked about.
Yes.
Yeah. The other thing is, charge is a good example, although it's not changed in any way. Again, they've clarified it. Charge is what they call a super action now, and there was a bit of a misunderstanding about when you could score objectives and when you might get inspired and things like that. Now everything happens after the end of the super action, so it's after the end of the move and the attack when you make a charge. So if I had an inspire for making a charge, wouldn't get it until after I did the attack. If I had an inspire for just moving, unlikely, I wouldn't get it until after I've done the attack as well. So I'm going to attack there, 2 dice needing hands. 1 crit.
So that is the guy with the sword, who's Shiok. He has 1 dodge defense. I need a crit.
You need a crit.
No.
You don't get, so I do 3 damage.
That kills him.
Yes. Better start than last game. So that earns me a glory for taking him out of action. And I'm 1 step nearer to inspiring. So in terms of cards, I'm going to play... Seeing as he stood next to a lethal hex, I'm going to put caltrops on him.
So that if he is pushed
if
back...
If he's pushed back, he does 1 damage on whoever's pushing him.
That's not nice. I'm going to use the Might of Kurnoth spell from him. So if cast, choose a friendly fighter, their range 1 and 2 attack actions have +1 damage.
Nice.
So I'm going to put that on him, I think. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to put it on myself.
Yeah.
So I'm only casting what? I only roll 1 dice, don't I?
Yeah, it's level 1 wizard at the moment.
Yeah, and I get it off.
Excellent. So what I normally do is just put that card on the fighter or next to the board.
Yeah.
Just to remind you. And then... I've got nothing to play, so I'm going to pass.
Okay. I will also cast Eldritch Haze on myself.
Right.
Crit.
Excellent.
So does that go off?
That goes off as well.
Okay, so I've got +1 defense as well.
It's on the same guy.
On the same guy, yeah. Yeah. So I've got +1 damage and +1 defense.
Right.
So over to me.
Yeah. Just point out, how long does that Eldritch Haze last?
Till the end of the full
round.
round, yes.
Yeah.
So I am going to charge
Yeah.
with Carthian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So charge token on him.
Yeah, so I'm not inspired yet.
No, that's a key thing now.
So I get 2 attacks. White.
Yeah.
So 2 attacks, I need 2 hammers. A crit.
1 crit. So I've got 1 defense dice, which is a shield.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I can re-roll one of the dice because of my horn.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, yeah.
So that fails as well.
That fails. So
Yeah.
1 crit, I didn't get good enough to do anything, so I take damage.
Yep. Normal damage is 2.
Right.
However,
Okay,
I do 3 damage because of the Might of Kurnoth spell.
And that's just enough to take him out of action. So putting caltrops on him had absolutely no effect.
But I would have only done 2 damage had I not cast that spell.
Yeah.
So does that get me a glory point for killing the
A
fighter?
glory point for killing him, yeah.
Okay.
Right. And now one steps over to cards.
Where's object of 1 up there? Oh, wait there. That's why I did that. So ritual kill was a surge.
A surge.
Score this immediately when your warband takes an enemy fighter standing in the same hex. Oh, right, you have to be standing, not me.
Right.
Right, so I don't get that, sorry.
Right.
I am not going to play any cards.
Okay. I will also pass.
Okay, so then over to your activation.
Yeah, so my second. Right, Murgoth, I think, is going to do a charge now. Yeah. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 and attack. So he's not great. 2 dice, needing swords.
Oh wait, I'm also empowered now because he made the charge.
He made a charge.
Inspired, sorry.
Inspired, yeah.
Which actually puts his, he moves further and he now does 3 damage, but he's actually going to do 4.
And he's a level 2 wizard, isn't he?
And now he's a level 2 wizard, yeah.
So, definitely need to take him out. So here we go. This is going to be a good roll. No, it's not.
Well, do you want to know what the good thing was as well? I actually have 3 defense dice.
Right. I hate you.
You taught me the game, Steve. Right.
So, in terms of cards, I've got nothing.
Okay. I'm not going to play anything yet either.
So your third activation.
Where's object of 1 up there? That's a long way. I can get to it, but the problem is you've got like 3 fighters around it that could quite easily kill whoever I put up there. So I think what I'm going to do is actually charge with him.
Yep.
And I will attack the, I don't know what your guy's called.
He is Murgoth.
Okay.
Halfhorn.
So I've got my Seeker bow. I could have used this from 3 inches away, but there's a whole reason for doing this. So 2 hammers. I get nothing.
No, that's a double support. If you'd had another guy there, it would have counted.
Or if I'd rolled a single support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have.
That's a shame because I was hoping to get a pushback onto there and then use snare,
Yeah.
which would have killed you.
Or if you got pushback and knockback, you would have taken me.
Yeah.
Another new change is any driven backs and knockbacks have to be in the same direction.
Yeah.
Before you could choose the 3 squares. Now you can't. Your first one you choose, the rest are all in the same direction.
The important thing is he's now inspired.
Yep. So, any cards?
Nope.
Right, I'm going to try also casting Eldritch Haze.
Okay.
So, 1 dice, needing a focus. No. So that doesn't go off, so that still goes in my discard pile. That's a shame. Anything?
Still nothing.
Right, so I'm going to go for my third. And Grass Rack, I think, is going to charge.
Hang on. You just... Oh, no, that was a card in my turn, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, Grass Rack will charge.
Mm-hmm. Can you make it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Now, unfortunately, you cunningly brought up a support figure, so we would both count as having supports in that case.
So does that mean you just don't use the support?
Don't use support. I might be wrong on that. I'm sure people will comment below. He's not adjacent to the attacker, but I think he's adjacent to him, which stops the support.
Right.
That's my understanding of the rule.
That's Blood Bowl for sure.
Yeah, that's where I might be getting it from. If I'm wrong, please comment below, and it's my fault, not Harry's. So he's a little bit better attacker, so hopefully he'll do some damage. 2 dice needing hammers, and nothing, not a sausage.
See, it's interesting because that one support might actually
Might have
count,
made the difference.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
Yep, that's it for that. I've got no cards to play.
So just because why not, I am going to activate him and I'm going to charge. He has a movement of 5. Is that quite big for this?
That's quite good, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so 1, 2, 3.
Especially if you play dwarves quite often like I do.
Right.
You start with a movement of 2.
What?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
You need to inspire if you take the chosen axe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could have used his javelin. The issue is the javelin can only be used once per game.
Yeah.
But it's better once you're inspired.
Yes.
So I'm getting this early charge in. I've got 3 attacks. I'm looking for swords.
Now on this one, you do get a support.
Right?
Because he can support. There's nobody stopping him.
Yeah. So I get 2 crits and a successful support.
I can't do anything about that. I've only got 1 defense dice. Best I can roll is a critical. Can't beat your 2 criticals. So he takes the full force.
It's only 2 damage for the minute.
Ooh, and luckily he's got 3 wounds. And you can't push him back into the
But
lethal.
can I do a drive back?
You can drive him back, but not into that lethal hex.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Please move him to there.
Right, and then what have you got to give him a wound?
Snare.
I knew that was coming because that happened in the last game. So that's him dead. Oh God.
So do you have any cards to play?
No, not at this moment.
This is just me asking, could I use sidestep on him now to move him?
Yes.
Because he's charged, he can't move, but sidestep's obviously a ploy
He
card.
can't be activated.
Right.
He can be pushed with a ploy card.
See, I'm actually tempted, because what's his movement? 4.
Yeah, all mine are 4.
You can get me with both of them, so I'm actually going to move him to there using... Oh, sorry, were you playing a card?
No.
Okay.
No, I passed.
So I'm going to use sidestep to put him there to get me out of your charge range.
Fair enough.
And do I get a glory for killing your fighter?
You do indeed get glory for killing him. And he also inspires.
It does. This is good because I've already got 3 people inspired, which is more than last game. When he's inspired, he has the scything rule. So if I can get him, if Steve was there and I moved to there, I can actually hit all 3.
And again, that did happen last game.
So
I was quite devastated.
I took 2 guys out on 2 wounds because he does 2 damage. I then got to push back into one of these, and then I used snare as well to take out his general.
So, right, so this is my last activation. What's the out sequence there?
No, I just forgot to turn mine over. Because I used his horn.
Oh yeah,
I charged,
yeah,
I charged,
I did 3
I charged.
charges, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so what we've got then is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well,
Another interesting thing while Steve's deciding what to do as well, these guys have a card that lets you remove a move marker. So I got to move one of my elves 8 squares. He could have obviously done a 10, he could have done a 10. But because I waited until the last 2 activations to move, play the card, then my last activation to move again, I actually got an objective and Steve couldn't stop me from getting off it, because my second activation I baited in the opposite way.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. Well, you'll see my level of playing skill through this game. I tend to like charging forward, so that's what I'm going to do. He's going to charge again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nearly got out of range.
Slight miscount, but you know, that's the way it goes. So he doesn't do a lot of damage, that's the good thing. So that's Noel the Hunter.
Yeah.
Sorry, no it's not, it's Kosh the Snake.
Is it?
No, it's Murgoth Halfborn. Sorry, they all look the same, these beastmen, you know. I'll have to paint them up with names on the back. So he does 2 dice looking for swords. And I get a hammer, of course. So he does no damage. So although you lost somebody fairly early on, you're not doing too bad. And unfortunately I've got no cards to play here.
Yeah, I've got none to play at this point either.
Yeah.
So
that's the end of round 1. So we start looking at scoring objectives.
So I do score hold objective 4.
Yep.
So that gets me 1 more glory. Now, I would have gotten rid of probably ritual kill. Because I have to kill an enemy that's on an objective now. You're cunningly on an objective now, so I think I'll keep hold of that. Getting to objective 1 is, I can get to it with him. It's a possibility, but I think that's that's a bit further than I want to go to try and get it. So I'm going to discard that one.
Fair enough.
So I draw Purifying Rites. If you hold all objectives in 1 or more players' territory. That counts as no man's land, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now we've got Cry of the Wild. Duel. Score this at the end of a phase if a friendly Carthian made a hunting horn action in a previous phase and Carthian survives. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because he's about to get killed.
Okay.
Which actually, both of them spells now come off, don't they?
Yes, they do. It's the end of the round. I actually scored something which I missed. I killed one of Harry's guys, so I did get another ritual counter for killing him, which we didn't show on camera. So I've got 2 ritual counters on this card now.
Yeah.
So score this in an end phase if 2 or more ritual counters are on your latest card. So I claw back 1. My other ones hold objective 2, which is there. So yeah, possibly hold on to that.
You could have gotten that one.
I could have easily gotten that, but I was trying to be a bit more aggressive, trying to inspire my guys.
Fair enough.
I'm so used to playing Chosen Axes where you need to inspire at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
It's sort of colours of my play style. And if anybody's played me at 40k, I'm a bit the same there. I like charging forward and getting into the action. So I'm going to keep those 2. So I'll draw 1 new one. And I draw hold objective 4, which you're sat on at the minute. So that could be interesting. In terms of power cards, I've got Trophy Taker, which is limited to Drakkar only. So there's no point keeping that. You've killed him, so I'm going to get rid of that. Murgoth's still alive, so I'll keep that, and I'll keep the Fell Hoof one. So I'll just draw 3 new ones.
Okay.
Alright. So if we've done that, we'll take the tokens off the board. So lots and lots of charge tokens.
So because I've just drawn these, when do I play these upgrades if I want them?
You can't play them in the turn if you draw them. If you already had them at the end of that fight, you could have at the end of that round, sorry.
Okay.
You could have played them. Yeah, I had a couple in my hand, and to be honest, one of them I should have played, but I forgot. My bad, the way the game goes.
Right, so round 2, Steve.
Yeah. So now we've got a dice off to see who goes first. No bonus crit for Harry this time.
Oh no! No,
And
Steve's
one for
come
me.
first!
Hooray!
Oh no, I know exactly what's going to happen here, right? And it's not what I wanted.
No, this could make a biggish difference. Still got to rely on dice rolls a bit, but I'm hoping. So, obviously I'm going to choose my leader, Grashrak Fellhoof.
I'll tell you the score now, right? So had I gone first, I was going to upgrade Hail Charm, which is reduced damage by 1, which meant you couldn't kill him.
Yeah. That's one of the benefits. If you can get in first, you can stop a lot of things.
Yeah.
Benefit is sometimes having the last activation, especially in the third round.
Oh yeah, when
it's
you,
great,
especially
when
for
you
your
can nip
movement
in
stuff.
and
Yeah.
something. So he's going to just stand where he is and do a normal attack. So he's on 2 dice, needing hammers. Which he doesn't get. Wasted opportunity.
That was just
Grashrak.
that was just an attack though.
Yeah.
So
he
you can technically
do other
attack
things.
again.
Yeah. Right. And then as to playing cards. Well. I'm going to equip Grashrak with a Savage Bolt, which is a spell attack.
Okay.
Just give him a bit of range capability.
So I will use Hail Charm on Carthian for one of my glory points. That reduces his damage by 1. Do you have another card to play?
I do not.
Okay, I will use my other glory point for Great Strides to improve this guy's move by 2.
2?
Yes.
That is.
Which is why
really?
I now wish I hadn't get rid of Objective 1, because I can get to it.
It'd be hopping all over the board. I've still got nothing to play, but Harry can carry on playing cards, obviously, until we both pass. He will run out eventually.
Right, wait there. So if I'm going last, I can play cards after my 4th activation card.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what I can do with that. Is it possible to attack, then charge?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. That's what I think I need to do then.
You can even attack with him 3 times as well, and then charge with him.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to attack with Scythe, because as much as he can attack again, he can at least take 1 hit from him. I'd rather get rid of him sooner and then charge back with my next activation. So I need 3 swords to hit him. I get 1 sword. Do I get a support for that?
You don't. It's got to be adjacent to me.
Okay, so I do get 1.
Right, and that is on Murgoth, so he gets 1 needing a dodge, which he gets a crit. So no damage and no opportunity to drive back either.
No. Right.
So over to the power step. So we both had a fairly mediocre start to that.
Oh, see, striking concert could be good. In the next activation. Right, so I'm not going to play that yet. I've got nothing to play.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing to play either. So, my second activation. Right, well, funny enough, Grashrak is going to have another go.
A Carthian.
At Carthian. I don't like that hornblower. He was too good in the last game. And yet again, absolute bimble. That staff must be like rubber tipped. Anybody remembers Gladiators? I think that's what he's wielding.
So no cards to play then?
No, nothing to play there.
Okay, then I'm going to attack, use my activation to attack with him against him. A crit and a sword.
So that's 2 successes.
Oh wait there, sorry, I need 3 attacks.
Yeah.
That's...
3 successes.
Yes.
So I can't counter that. Best I could do is a critical, you'd still have 2 successes.
And that's 2 damage.
2 damage, and that's on Murgoth, who hasn't taken any yet, luckily. So he takes 2, and you haven't got snare this time.
Nope.
Hopefully, anyway.
But I can't push
Have
you
you
back.
got knockback?
No, I don't have knockback,
Oh, well,
but you're not on guard.
No, I'm not on guard.
Because knockback at this point would have been brilliant, because I did give him the upgrade previously, so... saying that you could charge back in. Yeah, go there.
Right, and then cards.
So if I give someone a move token, you can't charge, can you?
No.
Right, I will attempt to cast Binding Wind to stop him from moving back towards me. Fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Okie dokie, I've got no cards to play, so...
Wait. You've got no cards to play. I will play Striking Concert. The first range 1 or 2 attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation has +1 damage for each friendly supporting fighter.
Now remember, it's my activation.
No, friendly fighter.
Then you're fine, yeah.
So I'm going to play that now.
Right. Right, so my 3rd. And, right. I'm going to try one more time with Grashrak.
Okay. No, Steve!
Again! Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, or the dice roll, I suppose. This is horrible. Such a brilliant start, all gone to pot. And I'm passing again on the power step.
I'm not going to play anything yet.
Right.
So I'm going to charge with Scath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he has 3 attacks. Fishing for swords.
And this time he's getting a support as well.
He is. So I need the sword, so I only get 1.
And that's on Grashrak. Unfortunately, he's on dodges, which are statistically less likely to get, and he only rolls 1 dice. But I get a crit, so that cancels that out.
And because of Striking Concert, that would have been 3 damage.
Yeah. And you can't drive me back.
No.
Which is good. Right. So, any cards?
Nope.
Right, so for my last...
I shouldn't have pushed him back, but never mind.
Right, I need to have instead of... Because Grashrak seems to be so...
I'm going to explain here what I should have done, right? I shouldn't have charged here, I shouldn't have pushed back, I should have stayed there and then killed him to score me ritual kill.
Yes, because you had that card, you kept it.
Yeah. And then what I should have done is also use his horn, because I haven't used it yet.
Now I've got a couple of options to think about here. Like I say, I tend to be a sort of charge forward and hit people, but actually Grashrak's been doing so rubbish, and Harry doesn't have another activation.
I do.
Oh, you went first, mate.
No, you went first.
Do you make me go first?
No, you actually went first. This is round 2, you went first.
Oh yeah, I chose that. Oh no!
Because I went first every time last game, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so I've got another activation.
You have indeed. Oh, that well. I'm glad I mentioned that out loud. Then that changes my way of thinking. What I'm trying to work out is, I've got a couple of hold objectives. Hold objective 2 and hold objective 4. 4's going to be impossible to get. You've got somebody on it. Even if I kill them,
You can't kill them. Unless you've got a card or something to do extra damage. Because
but even if I did, I can't
Yeah.
follow up and move on to that objective. I could easily get onto objective 2 with a couple of people. So I could score a glory that way. You might drive me off.
That's annoyed us, moving away from that and not killing him instead.
So I think what I'll do, sometimes I hate this game. I'm going to charge with grass rack. 1, 2, 3, and attack at that end of the little line.
Because you can kill him outright because he's only got 3 wounds and he hasn't got that defense on him.
And I'm going to spend one of my ritual tokens, which allows me to re-roll a dice in this attack. I've got to choose whether I do it before I make the roll.
Yeah.
So that's quite important. Got to declare up front. But the way my rolls have been going, I think it's about time. So here we go. So needing hammers. Look at that. Absolutely nothing. So the re-roll.
Yeah. One hammer.
One hammer. Well, that's a success. I'm happy. I've made a hit.
I've got
Let's see
one
if you.
dodge.
One dodge.
No.
Wrong dice.
Oh.
So you've got a second attempt. And you make it. What a swine.
So you've got no more activations left.
No more activations.
But you can play a card.
I can indeed. But I've got nothing to play that benefits me yet. So over to you to play a card.
Yep, I'll play Fleet of Foot, which allows me to move 1 action. To make a move action.
Oh, make a move.
So I could move him up to 7.
Yeah.
And Steve can't get me off that now, which is why I was waiting. I mean, technically, I could have actually done my action and then move.
Yeah.
But especially if that was the last action, like that was massive.
Yeah.
Keep him out of the way and then move on to that objective. So that will score me Purifying Rites at the end of the turn because Steve can't get me off this one now. Cry of the Wild, I'm going to spend this activation, unsurprisingly, to use me horn.
Fair enough.
Do nothing.
Do nothing.
So it will score me both of them. It's a shame about Ritual Kill, but never mind. So I score 3 glory for those.
Right, I'm looking at mine. I score nothing for what I hold. So maybe I should have gone for holding that objective too. There's the choices. I thought with a reroll that attack might have done me some good.
Yeah, and I actually used all cards in my hand that time.
Yeah, very well done.
Ritual Kill though, do I want to keep it? Because, so now if you've got number 2, I can get across to you pretty quickly.
As you know from the last game, I currently have 3 objective cards in my hand, which are all about holding objectives.
Yeah.
And we discovered last time, quite a lot of the cards in my objective deck are about holding objectives.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it then.
I don't want to influence you, but I'd be tempted to.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So I then draw Safety and Swiftness. Score this at the end of a phase if 3 or more surviving friendly fighters each have 1 or more move or charge tokens on them. And Corner Snare. Score this immediately when an enemy fighter is pushed into a lethal hex. That's going to be very difficult because the best I can do is hope to get 2 pushes, which I probably can't.
Well, He's got quite good movement, so you can probably position him.
Oh, there's a lethal hex there, isn't
Lethal
there?
hex
Oh,
there.
yeah.
There's, you know, so yeah, I'm gonna actually discard. See, I don't want to keep 3 objective type cards in my hand. I'm going to get rid of 4, which is in your territory, and you've got somebody on it at the minute. And I'm going to get rid of Surge, the Despoilers, which although it's a Surge one and worth 2, I've got to hold 3 objectives.
Yeah.
And I've only got 4 guys, so it limits what I can do. So I'm going to chuck those 2. I'm going to keep hold objective 2, might be scoreable. So I'm going to pick up Survival of the Fittest. So I've got to take 5 or more fighters out of action.
Well, you've got to be whole warland.
No, that's between us. So there's already 3 out of action.
Alright.
And I've got to have 1 fighter left on the board. So I'm scoring that unless you wipe me out. That's nice. I like that. 6 fighters in my warband. Kill 5 of them. I've scored it.
Yeah.
You've got to wipe me out, really. And then I've got the one that I struggled with last time, which is your enemy leader has to be out of action and mine has to be alive. So we'll see. That might be doable, might not. And then in terms of power cards, I'm going to get rid of that because I'm not sure how.
Forcing 3. Oh, you only have to move or charge that. That's okay. I was going to say forcing 3 people to charge is quite brutal when you've only got 4 activations.
Right. So that's the end phase finished.
Right. So round 3.
Round 3.
I would like very much to go first here, Steve.
Yeah, I bet you would. So would I. Oh,
1 crit. I go
None
first.
for me, you go first.
Okay.
Or you can let me go first. I'm quite happy.
No.
So just to recap, the current score 5-2 in Harry's favour.
No, I've got 6.
Oh, sorry, didn't want to like cheat you out of a point.
So I've got 4 and I've killed 2 of your fighters, makes 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Right. So here's the problem. Because I can't use me upgrades yet.
No, it's got to be in the power step.
So it's a case of what do I do first to actually then use me upgrades, because I actually want to use all 3 of them, which is a problem. But then the issue is that you might kill him in 1 go.
Well, not the way I've been rolling. Then I need move or charge tokens on 3 guys as well. This is actually quite hard to think about now. It does get very tactical. I've always liked this game for that. Although you're dealing with a limited number of possibilities, they do stack up.
I really need to do damage, but I want the reroll from him as well at the same time. Damage. How many wounds does he have? 4?
He's got 4 and he hasn't taken anything yet. He's only got 1 dodge, so he's not great at defence. And if he inspires, he's still not great at defence.
What happens? Oh, I can only do 2 damage. How many has he got?
4.
4, right, okay. So, Scat's gonna throw his javelin.
Yep.
So I get 3 attacks with it now that I'm inspired. And I hit on hammers.
Oh, this could be nasty.
Nothing.
No, you do have a support.
From him?
Yeah. Because you're shooting at him, aren't you?
Yes.
So he's the support.
Ah.
He's adjacent to the target.
Okay, okay. So that's
So,
one.
Unfortunately, I should have kept quiet, pretended I didn't notice. And I don't dodge it.
So you take 1 damage.
Yeah. And I can be pushed back.
But it has to be to there, doesn't it?
One of those 3, yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
You don't have to do it. You can choose not to.
No, I've got ritual kill, so I can push you onto the objective and then kill you. But you could move off it.
Especially as you keep reminding me you've got that.
No, I mean, technically, if we were playing close hands, you wouldn't know I had that.
Oh no, absolutely not, yeah.
But because you know I have it, I'm not going to push you. What I will do is now play Retrieve Javelin to get my Javelin back.
Yeah. So we're in the, so you've not driven me back.
No.
So we're in the power step.
So that's the first card I've played.
Yeah, so I then get a chance to play one. But I'm not going to.
Okay. So I'm going to use Divine Strength, which gives Scath knockback 1. So I'll pay for that upgrade.
Nice.
Anything back to you?
I'm still past.
I'm going to use Shield Slash, which is an enemy's offense becomes severely limited when their bones have been shattered. So does that give me an extra attack?
It gives you a different attack, so you can choose that one.
Okay. Well, that's important because that's 3 damage.
Yeah.
If I do all of the damage before I push you back, does that mean I don't get the pushback, or does everything happen?
No, as we see on the nice little flow chart, you do the damage and then you do any pushbacks into lethal hexes.
So the damage is before pushback?
Yeah.
I did do 1 damage to you then,
You
didn't
did
I?
do 1 damage.
So I don't want to hit you with my shield because I've got a plan.
Right.
Because again, because with the open hands here, Kurnoth Snare, I want to push you into a lethal hex. Technically, I do have another option to do it because I could shoot him into him. It's there. Anything else?
No, I'm passing still.
Okay, Vicious Darts upgrade on Carthian. So he gets to cast a spell which can do damage.
Excellent.
So that's another spend. I spend that. And I'm going to use Fast Shot on Althean, which allows me to shoot twice.
Excellent. Wow. Wait to go burn through your hand.
That's twice I've just done it.
So, my first activation.
Yeah.
Right, Grashrak, come on. So again, I'm going to spend a ritual token because I really need this attack to work. You've seen how poor it's been so far. 2 successes.
Crap. And this is on him, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got 1 dodge.
So you need, the only thing that can save you is a critical now. 1 dice.
Just 1.
Yeah. This is another game I've never played Harry. No. Excellent roll. Just shows what happens. Damn.
Cards for you?
What was that? That was my...
What do you think's better? 2 hammers with 3 damage, or 3 swords with 2 damage?
I'd go for the 2 hammers.
Is there more hammers on the dice? Like?
More hammers on the dice. So including the crit, you've got a 50% chance of rolling a success. With swords, you've only got 1 in 3, so
yeah.
33% chance. So pay your money, take your choice, but I'd go for hammers. You've seen what my dice rolls like. I need as many faces as possible to come up successes. No, I've got nothing to play as well. So my second.
No, I'm
No,
going
that
first.
was, yeah, that was my first. Sorry.
So I will charge with Scath. 3. I'm fighting you with 3 damage, so it wouldn't really make that much of a
You
difference.
will still get a support. You're
From there
adjacent,
anyway.
Yeah, you're adjacent
Wow,
to the
so I've
target.
actually got 4 out of 6 chance.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a crit and a hammer, so that's 2.
Yeah, so I can't defend against that, so it succeeds.
It's 3 damage.
So that's him taken out.
And that was the upgrade's shield slash, which I've just put on him.
Damn.
So I get a glory for killing another person.
Yeah.
Do I get an extra one because it's your leader or not?
No,
Okay.
no. Only if there's a specific card that you've equipped your guys with, or
Okay.
some other rule.
See, I kind of wish I'd used the pushback, but at the same time, I might not have been able to play the shield. My plan was, because I've now got knockback, I could have drove you back into that
Yeah.
to score the other one.
This is not looking good.
You don't know what else is about to happen. I've obviously got no cards left to play.
I think, unfortunately I've got no cards left, or none that I can play at this point that will help me. So I'm going to make a charge. Surprise, surprise.
Oh no!
On to Puppy. Right, and that is Murgoth. Now, he's only got 1 wound left, so I'm a bit worried, a bit nervous about this, but he's also my hardest hitter.
That's actually screwed up my plan entirely.
Has it?
Yeah, because I can shoot twice with him now with fast shot, and I was going to knock you back into that.
Ah, well. I'm glad I did it then. Right, so 2 dice needing swords. I get 1.
Yep. I've got 1 dodge.
Which you make, of course.
I'm sorry.
But I can drive you back.
Yeah.
And I think I will not.
Okay.
I've got no cards. You've literally got no cards.
He can't do anything else.
No.
What's his charge distance?
They're all 4.
Okay. You doing anything special for holding objectives at the end of the game unless you've got cards for it, yeah?
Only if you've got cards for it.
Okay, so I'm just going to go there, and he's moved.
Yeah.
And I've got no cards.
Yeah. Well, I've had this card in my hand, Confusion. It allows me to choose 2 fighters, any 2 fighters that are adjacent to each other, and swap the positions.
So you could go like
Yeah,
that.
I haven't really had much chance to use it. But now that I know he can shoot twice, and just get him out of
Well, he's only range 3, so I'm not actually within range of anyone anyway.
just gives me just that extra little thing.
See, because you were there, that's what my plan was with
Yeah.
the fast shot, but because I had to wait for the first turn to do something else to then use the activation.
And I've got nothing else to play, you've got nothing to play, so it's been my third.
Yeah, and then my last action.
No, my third.
Alright,
So I've got these 2 guys to go.
isn't that the sneaky guy?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just go there and then attack? Oh, but you can't because he reduces damage by 1 anyway, so.
Yeah, and it counts as a move, so
You
I
wouldn't
could
be-
attack next turn,
Yeah.
but at the minute I can do 2 charges with these 2 guys. I probably don't want to, because the only objective card I can score now is hold objective 2. And unfortunately you're out of range of my short bows, which are range 3. So again, it's a bit like you, it's sort of
You might as well just move and jump an objective
jump
too.
onto an objective. But what I think I'll do first is Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a charge move.
Oh, and then you can still shoot.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like you can move and throw a javelin. I can move and attack with a bow.
Right.
Move and attack with a spell. And obviously by moving that way, I've got the potential of pushing you back into a lethal hex. I mean, hopefully, if his attack succeeds, it's enough to kill him. I think 2 wounds for the buddy tap.
Yeah.
So
this is actually massively important. I should have moved further away because I've got a card safety and swiftness. I have to have 3 fighters with a move or charge counter on. If he's dead, he doesn't have a counter on him.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. The wording can be a bit. Some of the wording is if 3 of your fighters.
It actually says surviving friendly fighters.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If they clarified it, made
that's annoying that I didn't see ahead to see that.
Well, you see, let's see what happens here. Nothing.
Okay.
So.
But had you killed him, that would have stopped me from scoring that.
Yeah.
So when because I could have moved him 7, I could have brought him over here.
So it means I've now got to decide on my 4th and last activation. Do I move him onto the objective, but then he can't attack, or do I go for the kill?
Well, I'll tell you now, right? I have to move one of the other 2. Is that he can't attack now, can he?
No.
So this is what I'm going to do then. Is I'm going to charge with him. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Right, and then I can shoot twice.
Yeah.
Because of fast shot. So first one I need hammers. No. Second one, critical.
Right. Oh. So that was. He is crossbow, so he's Ushko. So he's got 1 dodge.
What you make? Nice. The hope was put you there, and then you would charge 4. You still would have been in range.
Yeah.
So not moving him could cost me that. Well, it's not going to cost me the game, but it will cost me the glory point.
Yeah. Right. So basically, my thoughts now are I've got no cards to play. Neither of you, so it's on my last activation of the last round. I can jump on the objective for a guaranteed 1 glory point.
Or you could try and take me off to stop me from getting 1.
Yeah, which would stop you and gain me 1, but it's chancy. But I like playing aggressive.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to do.
So, if you were playing in a tournament, would your overall glory from each game add up over the course, like what it does for?
Depends on the scoring. Just has run 2 formats here. He's run one where it's just 1 game. So obviously your glory, whose win is just on that game. Who's got the most glory. And then you get so many points for winning a game.
Right.
So like 30 points for winning, 10 for a draw, 0 for. Very similar to 40k. In the event of any ties, it's then the total amount of glory you've scored through the tournament.
Right. So in a way, it might count.
It might count, yeah.
If you were playing
basically,
an event.
You always want to be scoring as much glory as possible.
I'll get you the guaranteed 1 then.
Yeah. But I like playing aggressively, and we're not in a tournament. So I'm going to go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I can push you back. And so 2 dice needing swords. Well, there's 1. 2 would be lovely. No.
I need a dodge.
You
or
need a
crit.
dodge or a crit.
Shield.
Right, so you take 1 damage from the attack.
And then you push me
me
back.
back another 1.
Which stops me from scoring safety and swiftness.
Yeah. I would get a glory for that.
Yeah.
2 of your guys are dead, so my remaining guys would inspire, but it's not going to have any effect on this game.
Yeah.
If Felhook was still alive, I'd have got another ritual to
Yeah.
as well.
Like that was so close, right? Because had I pushed him back onto there, I could have killed him on there and scored that 1. Or had I not used the shield for the 3 damage, had I actually gone with the 2 damage with the swords, I could have driven you back. Then, because I had knockback into there to get the last 1, which would also kill you, which would have scored me Colonel Snare.
So the end of that, well, closer than I would have thought the way it started. 3-7.
Yep. I don't know about you, right? I mean, don't let me go away, have a play with these. I like this warband.
Yeah, to be honest, I like both warbands. I don't think this deck specifically works very well with this one.
So you think with some...
I would change some cards out.
Yeah.
But we'll swap sides now, and this is where it really tells. I think I'm not going to blame that, but I think Fellhoof was a bit unlucky in his attacks. He maybe should have killed that guy. Might have changed the way the battle went, but them's the rolls. So we'll see how it works.
Yeah. So, as a newbie coming into this game, I think if you've got somebody that knows what they're doing, like Steve, which is questionable.
I'm sure the comments will make that quite clear.
Do you know what? It's not that bad. It's actually quite a fun game.
Yeah.
I would like very much to play more of it.
I'm glad that's the case, because, you know, going into it, you said, you know, it didn't appeal that much.
No.
So I think that's a resounding endorsement that it's won you over.
I think if you've got a couple of people that kind of know what they're doing, and I think once you get familiar with the warband, like even then I kind of knew things what to do, like use the horn on me first or second.
You were putting
activation.
combos together quite well on that, and that's what this game really relies on.
Yeah.
There's a big part of it we haven't done, which is deck building. We've just used the default decks. I don't think this is how I would build it for this warband.
Yeah.
But saying that, you know, maybe my playstyle doesn't suit this warband either. Maybe my dice rolls don't suit this game.
Your dice rolls don't support any game, Steve.
Any game, no. But I think it's fun. I like what they've done with this season. With Night Vault, which was season 2, they introduced magic, but not really a lot else.
Do you know what?
And it was good.
It wasn't game. It was handy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like everything's about magic. Let's push magic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was enough to change the game a little bit. Like that first turn when I had 2 spells on him.
Yeah.
It protected him for that round.
Yeah.
And there's a what? 3 swells on there? 2 swells and a crit.
Yeah.
So you've got a 50% chance of casting spells.
Yeah.
It's enough to change it without keeping it all combat focused. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some of the other warbands. We've already seen the wolves.
Yeah, they look really nice, the figures.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the cards for them yet, but the figures
No.
are just absolutely amazing.
On some of the actual cards, like this one here, for example, there's a Blight King, so I think we'll probably go Blight King.
Yeah. Looking at the counters that are coming in the counter pack, it looks like Blight King's Flesh Eater Court,
Iron Jaw
Iron
Brutes.
Jaws, and Iron
Savage
Jaw Brutes,
Orcs.
and Savage Orcs, sorry.
Yeah.
And these were 2 green skins.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks interesting.
I hope that they've just kept it hidden, but there's going to be an Ogre warband.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. One of the things that surprised me is it doesn't look like there's going to be a Stormcast band.
That's good.
And I like that, yeah. There's been too many.
There's 3, isn't it?
3.
Fast Riders, Steel Hearts Champions,
and
and
Stormslayer.
yeah.
So yeah, I think, and they are a bit of a cheesy.
Are they?
Yeah, well, I think so. Well, they play very similarly, I think. You've got 3 guys, very tough. You know, yeah, one's magic, one's ranged. But in game terms, it's not that different.
Yeah.
You know, so they can take a lot of damage. I don't think that's the variety we need in a game like this.
No.
As they're bringing more warbands in, I'm really happy that they're bringing different ones, different styles in.
Absolutely.
But like I say, one of the biggest things for me is they've clarified a lot of things.
The floor chart on the table is actually really, really helpful.
Really helpful, because it can be quite confusing, especially for beginners. You know, well, I've rolled successes, you've successfully dodged, now what happens? You know, well, the chart really easily tells you, you can do a pushback or you can't.
Absolutely.
So really nice. And yeah, overall, I think if you're keen on playing, get it. It's a big improvement and some nice warbands out of the box.
And of course, it is available for pre-order at Battle Bunker.
Yeah.
We are currently at Battle Bunker, of course, and Justin does run Underworld nights.
Yeah, and they are great.
I've always seen a lot of people attend.
Yeah, they're very popular. He always gets the prize packs from GW, so the winner gets the lovely shard glass token.
Nice.
Funnily enough, I haven't won that yet. But usually there are prizes even for people who come last.
Yeah.
There's enough prizes to go all the way down. They are getting more popular now, and just is getting more tables, so that might not always be the case.
No.
You're going to have to be competitive.
Right, well that's it guys. A massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending this out. A massive thank you for Steve for actually teaching me the game.
No problem.
It's been a pleasure playing it. I hope you've enjoyed the Batrep, and we'll see you again very soon.
Cheers.